In the void, a celestial being named Zeno emerged. With its immense power, it created 18 universes, each with a mirrored counterpart. These universes were home to powerful races, each thriving on their own planets. One of these mighty races, brought into existence by Zeno, crafted what would become known as the Super DragonBallZ, along with their divine dragon, Super Shenron.
Hey guys, what's up? In this video, you're gonna get the whole story of Dragon Ball in chronological order, so get comfy because it's story time. The Super Dragon Balls were planet-sized, and when all of them were gathered, they were capable of granting unimaginable wishes. In an attempt to maintain balance across the universes, Zeno decided to create gods of destruction, tasked with destroying planets. For each god of destruction, Zeno also created guardian angels. The angels of creation that we know as the Supreme Kai were also created and divided into a kind of rank, such as Grand Supreme Kai, King Kai, and all these Kais belong to the core person race. Zeno, curious to find out which of the universes he created had the most powerful races, decided to organize the first tournament of power. However, after watching the tournament, Zeno was furious to see that many universes lacked strong races capable of impressive combat. Disappointed, he destroyed 6 of the 18 universes he had originally created. At this point in the story, the standout figures were the Frost Demon race and powerful wizards like Bibidi. These beings were so powerful that they could defy the laws of physics using their own abilities. Using his magic, Bibidi created a new being, practically immortal and with an incredible capacity for evolution. This creature came to be known as Majin Buu. What stood out most about Majin Buu was his extensive magical abilities, combined with his terrifying combat power. With all that strength, this cruel being began to destroy and torment life throughout Universe 7. One day, Buu decided to attack a planet inhabited by various Supreme Kais. After absorbing them, he ended up gaining a significant amount of kindness in his heart, which completely transformed him from that point forward. He acquired a new appearance after merging with the Supreme Kais, making it impossible to separate them. This transformation turned Majin Buu into a different being. As a result, he weakened significantly, creating an opening for Bibidi to seal him away and send him to Earth, where he would remain dormant for thousands of years. Bibidi had a son named Babidi, who dedicated his entire life to one goal, finding Majin Buu's prison and setting him free. In Universe 7, planet Namek was facing numerous natural problems. On this planet lived the only species capable of recreating a fraction of the powers of the Dragon Balls and Super Shenron. The Namekian spheres, though not the size of planets, possess similar magic and can grant good wishes, albeit with greater limitations. One of Namek's inhabitants was going through a difficult situation due to the natural issues his planet was experiencing. He eventually settled atop Korin Tower on Earth. To the humans, he was seen as a kind of deity, and thus he was called Kami. Below this tower lived a mystical being, a cat named Korin, who dedicated his life to cultivating senzu beans. At the lookout, another being named Mr. Popo resided. He was tasked with taking care of Earth and the gods, assisting Earth's deity with anything needed. Kami, using his divine magic, created the 7 Dragon Balls. These mystical spheres would grant humanity the power to summon the Dragon God and have a single wish fulfilled, provided they were gathered together. In another part of the universe, in a distant galaxy, we are introduced to 2 very different races, the Saiyans and the Tuffles. The Saiyans originally lived on a planet called Sadal, a small planet with gravity 10 times stronger than Earth's. The Tuffles, on the other hand, were intelligent beings who resembled humans, but possessed immensely superior intellect and intelligence. Unlike the Saiyans, the Tuffles did not have great fighting power. Instead, they developed advanced weapons and technology to compensate for this weakness. While the Tuffles were a peaceful race that avoided conflict, the Saiyans were fierce warriors known for their tails and their ability to transform into Uzuru during a full moon. After the destruction of Sadal due to internal conflicts, the surviving Saiyans wandered through space until they discovered planet Plant, inhabited by the Tuffles. Initially, the 2 races coexisted. The Saiyans settled in the rural areas of the planet, while the Tuffles lived in the urbanized, technologically advanced cities. However, over time, the Saiyans began to learn and use Tuffle technology for their own purposes. With their natural strength and the ability to transform into Uzuru, the Saiyans eventually launched a devastating attack, wiping out the Tuffles. They renamed the planet to Planet Vegeta in honor of King Vegeta, who led the Saiyans during that era. The Saiyans have faced countless challenges over the centuries, with the legend of the Super Saiyan standing out as a key highlight. A warrior capable of achieving unparalleled power. This legend struck fear into Frieza, who subjugated planet Vegeta and kept a close watch on the Saiyans using scouters to ensure the legend would never come to pass. On Earth, King Piccolo, the evil manifestation of Kami, spread terror until he was defeated by Mutaido, the master of Roshi and Shen. Mutaido used the evil containment wave to seal him away, sacrificing his own life in the process. Under Frieza's command in space, the Saiyans conquered planets to expand his galactic empire. Among them were Bardock and Gine, the parents of Raditz and Kakarot. As the Saiyans grew stronger after surviving intense battles, Frieza began to fear that the legend of the Super Saiyan might come true. The young Prince Vegeta witnessed the humiliation of his father at the hands of Beerus, the god of destruction, an experience that shaped his ambitious personality. Vegeta loyally served Frieza alongside Nappa, all while dreaming of achieving ultimate power. Bardock gained the ability to see visions of the future after being wounded by a Kanasan. He foresaw Frieza's destruction of planet Vegeta, but his warnings were ignored. Fearing for his son Kakarot's safety, Eventually, he and Gin sent him to Earth. Fearing the growing strength of the Saiyans, Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta, killing almost everyone. Only a few Saiyans survived, including Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz, who were away on missions at the time. On Earth, Kakarot was found by son Gohan, who raised him with love. After an accident that caused him to lose his memory, Kakarot, now called Goku, shed his violent nature and became a kind-hearted child. And that's how the story of Dragon Ball begins. A few years ago, a brilliant scientist named Dr. Brief revolutionized the world by creating technology that allowed objects to be shrunk to a portable size. He developed the famous Hoi Poi capsules, which could store anything from vehicles to furniture in small capsules that fit in the palm of a hand. His invention transformed how people lived and transported goods, propelling his company, Capsule Corporation, to become the largest and wealthiest in the world. Dr. Brief is married to Panchi, and together they have a genius daughter named Bulma, who inherited his talent for science. Years passed, and now Bulma is 16 years old, while Goku is 12. Meanwhile, a powerful military organization called the Red Ribbon Army began to rise. Funded by governments and equipped with cutting-edge technology, the organization produced sophisticated weapons and robots to expand its influence. Under the leadership of General Red, the Red Ribbon Army included key figures like the scientist Dr. Gero and the martial arts master Mercenary Tao, who played crucial roles in their dark schemes. When rumors spread that collecting the 7 Dragon Balls could grant any wish, both the Capsule Corporation and the Red Ribbon Army became interested in finding these legendary spheres. Their motives, however, were vastly different. While Bulma sought adventure and knowledge, the Red Ribbon Army aimed to conquer the world. During this time, Goku, living with his adoptive grandfather, son Gohan, experienced a tragic event. One night under the full moon, he looked up at the sky and transformed into an Uzuru, an uncontrollable giant ape. In the chaos, Goku destroyed everything around him, including his home, and accidentally killed his own grandfather. When he returned to his human form, he had no memory of the event. Now alone, Goku continued living on Mount Paozu, where he kept the 4-star ball, the only memento he had of his grandfather. Meanwhile, Dr. Brief and his daughter created a device called the Dragon Radar, capable of locating the Dragon Balls. At 16, Bulma decided to embark on a quest to find the spheres and make a wish. Her journey led her to Mount Paozu, where she encountered Goku, a peculiar boy with superhuman strength. Bulma quickly discovered that Goku was the guardian of the 4-star ball, one of the Dragon Balls she was searching for. Already in possession of 2 Dragon Balls, she explained their incredible powers to Goku and convinced him to join her quest to find the others. Early in their journey, they encountered an elderly turtle that needed help returning to the sea. After assisting the turtle, they met Master Roshi, the turtle's owner, who also had a Dragon Ball. After hearing about Bulma and Goku's quest, Roshi agreed to give them the Dragon Ball in exchange for something unusual, seeing Bulma in a special way.
Yeah, boy.
Although reluctant, Bulma agreed, and they acquired the 3rd Dragon Ball. The next stage of their journey brought them to a village where they met Oolong, a shape-shifting pig capable of transforming into almost anything. Goku confronted Oolong, who had been tormenting the villagers, and forced him to stop his mischief. Despite this, Bulma realized Oolong's shape-shifting ability could be useful for their quest and convinced him to join the group. Goku and Bulma's next stop was a desert controlled by a young rebel named Yamcha and his partner Puar. Like Oolong, Puar could also shapeshift, but was far more skilled. Yamcha, who was about 18 years old at the time, challenged Goku to a fight. Although Yamcha claimed the fight ended in a draw, the truth was that he fled mid-battle. During the confrontation, something unexpected happened. Yamcha saw Bulma and fell in love at first sight. However, due to his extreme shyness and trust issues, he was completely paralyzed. At that moment, his greatest enemy wasn't Goku, but Bulma. Yamcha and Puar decided to hide, and while observing the group, overheard talk about the Dragon Balls and their wish-granting power. Determined to steal them, they began plotting a way to intercept Goku and Bulma. Meanwhile, another peculiar character entered the story, Emperor Pilaf, an eccentric creature, and his followers, who were also after the Dragon Balls with the goal of world domination. Bulma's radar pointed to a strange location, leading the group to the Ox King's property. The Ox King was a massive and powerful man who had a daughter named Chi-Chi, the same age as Goku. Upon seeing Goku's flying Nimbus and power pole, the Ox King realized that Goku was the grandson of his old friend, son Gohan. After resolving their differences, the Ox King asked Goku and his friends for a favor, to find Master Roshi and ask him to extinguish the mystical flames consuming his castle. In return, he promised to give them the Dragon Ball he possessed. On their way, Goku met Chi-Chi, who would later become his wife. Chi-Chi was one of the few people pure-hearted enough to ride the flying Nimbus. Impressed, Goku invited her to join him. They managed to convince Master Roshi to help, although he made some unusual demands in return. When they arrived at the castle, Master Roshi used his legendary technique, the Kamehameha, to extinguish the flames. Goku was fascinated by the technique and, after observing Roshi, attempted to replicate it. To his surprise, he managed to perform a simplified version of the Kamehameha on his first try, something that would normally take years to master. Continuing their journey, the group arrived in a city where they encountered a strange wizard named Monster Carrot. He was a creature with a rabbit's head and dark sunglasses, possessing the ability to transform anyone he touched into a carrot. Using his magic, he transformed Bulma into a carrot, putting her in danger. However, with the help of Goku and his friends, Monster Carrot was defeated, and Bulma returned to normal. Yamcha finally joined Goku, Bulma, and Oolong, and together they faced the mysterious Monster Carrot, the rabbit with magical powers to turn people into carrots. After defeating him, Goku used the power pole to send Monster Carrot and his followers to the moon, ensuring they wouldn't trouble anyone again. With 6 Dragon Balls already gathered, the group decided to search for the final one, which was in the possession of Emperor Pilaf. Pilaf, accompanied by his minions Shu, a humanoid resembling a Shiba Inu, and Mai, a skilled strategist, was determined to use the Dragon Balls to conquer the world. When they reached Pilaf's castle, Goku's group fell into several traps and was eventually captured. While imprisoned, Pilaf successfully gathered all 7 Dragon Balls and summoned the legendary dragon Shenron to grant his his wish. However, before Pilaf could request something grand, Oolong intervened, making an unusual wish to Shenron, a pair of women's underwear. With the wish granted, Shenron disappeared, and the Dragon Balls scattered across the earth, thwarting Pilaf's plans. Soon after, Goku and his friends managed to escape their prison. During their escape, they were recaptured by Pilaf, this time locked in a cell with a view of the night sky. When the full moon appeared, Goku gazed at it and transformed into an Uzuru, causing destruction throughout Pilaf's castle. In desperation, Oolong used his transformation ability to turn into a giant pair of scissors and cut off Goku's tail, ending his transformation. With Pilaf defeated, the group went their separate ways. Bulma decided to begin a new search for the Dragon Balls, while Goku headed to Master Roshi's island to train. On the island, Goku met Krillin, an orphan and former monk who wanted to train to become stronger. To be accepted as Master Roshi's disciples, the two were tasked with finding a young woman for the perverted master. During their search, they met Launch, a girl with blue hair who would transform into a blonde, aggressive, and armed version of herself whenever she sneezed. Goku and Krillin brought Launch to the island, and she ended up staying there with Roshi. Master Roshi's training began simply but intensively. Goku and Krillin carried crates of milk, dug trenches, and searched for stones, all to build endurance, strength, and discipline. While training, Roshi informed them about the upcoming World Martial Arts Tournament, a great opportunity to test their skills. When the tournament arrived, Goku and Krillin reunited with Yamcha, now sporting short hair, who was accompanying Bulma. During the preliminaries, Goku and Krillin displayed extraordinary strength, easily overpowering their opponents. Roshi's training had clearly paid off. To participate in the tournament without being recognized, Master Roshi disguised himself as Jackie Chun, wearing a wig. He defeated Yamcha during the competition, demonstrating his superiority. Among the participants, one of the most interesting was Nam, a fighter from a poor village suffering from a severe drought. He entered the tournament to win money to buy water and save his people. After being eliminated, Roshi helped Nam by providing resources and a method to store water, showing his generous nature. After many intense battles, Krillin was eliminated by Roshi, leaving the final showdown between Goku and Jackie Chun. This fight marked the beginning of a tradition in martial arts tournaments, with the same iconic announcer narrating the stories for over 20 years. In the battle between Goku and Master Roshi, disguised as Jackie Chun, the audience witnessed the first clash between two power waves. The energies collided spectacularly, making the fight incredibly thrilling. As night fell, Goku looked at the full moon and transformed into an Uzuru, his giant ape form. Despite his enhanced strength, Jackie Chun managed to hold him back and find a solution. To prevent further destruction, Master Roshi destroyed the moon with a powerful Kamehameha, forcing Goku to revert to his normal form. Despite fighting valiantly, Goku ultimately lost the tournament. Determined to continue his journey, he resolved to travel the world in search of his grandfather's gift, the 4-star Dragon Ball. With the help of the Power Pole, the Flying Nimbus, and the Dragon Radar, Goku set off on his adventure. After Shenron was summoned by Emperor Pilaf, many people began searching for the Dragon Balls, which were scattered across the earth once again. Since the radar only showed the locations of the balls without distinguishing which was which, Goku had to retrieve them all to find the 4-star ball. During his first search, he ran into trouble. Colonel Silver of the Red Ribbon Army and his soldiers were also after the Dragon Balls. Despite their efforts, they were quickly defeated by Goku. Realizing that the Dragon Balls were tied to the criminal organization, Goku decided to head to the Red Ribbon Army's headquarters to thwart their plans and locate more Dragon Balls. His first major challenge was facing the Muscle Tower, a fortress filled with formidable enemies. Among them was Android 8, an early creation of Dr. Gero. Despite being one of the first humanoid androids with reasoning capabilities, Android 8 was kind-hearted and became Goku's friend after he defeated the other enemies in the tower. With 2 Dragon Balls in hand, Goku discovered that his radar had broken during the battles. He went to Capsule Corporation to ask Bulma to fix it. During his visit, Goku met Bulma's parents, Dr. Brief and Panchi. After repairing the radar, Bulma decided to join Goku in his new quest for the Dragon Balls. Meanwhile, the Red Ribbon Army continued to send generals after the Dragon Balls. General Blue, one of the organization's most formidable leaders, confronted Goku and his group at an underwater base. Blue possessed psychic abilities that paralyzed his opponents, making him one of the most challenging enemies Goku had faced so far. Despite the difficulties, Goku defeated General Blue. After his defeat, Blue faced a challenge within the organization. To redeem himself, he had to defeat Mercenary Tao, the organization's deadliest assassin and the brother of Master Shen. However, the mercenary eliminated Blue with a single blow and took on the mission to eliminate Goku. During his journey, Goku befriended a tribe of natives living near the Korin Tower. The tower, according to legend, led to the Lookout, where the Guardian of the Earth resided. It was said that anyone who climbed the tower to its peak would be granted a sip of the ultra-divine water, which supposedly greatly increased the power of anyone who drank it. Mercenary Tao arrived in a devastating manner, killing one of the natives and defeating Goku with a single blow. Moreover, he stole the Dragon Balls Goku had gathered and left him injured and hopeless. Determined to grow stronger, Goku decided to climb Korin Tower, a legendary structure said to help those who ascended it achieve new levels of power. At the top of the tower, Goku encountered Master Korin, a mysterious and wise cat. There, he was challenged to relentless training. The training involved trying to catch Master Korin, who was incredibly fast and skilled. Over several days, Goku pursued the cat, improving not only his physical strength, but also his speed and reflexes. Korin revealed that he would give Goku the ultra-divine water only if he managed to catch him, motivating Goku to push his limits. When Goku finally succeeded in catching Korin, he was given the water and descended the tower with renewed confidence. Believing he had become much stronger thanks to the training, Goku faced Mercenary Tao once again. This time, he defeated the assassin, recovered the Dragon Balls, and realized that he still lacked one sphere. Determined to end the Red Ribbon Army, he set out to infiltrate their headquarters. With his strength and determination, Goku destroyed the base's defenses. Using the Kamehameha, he blasted through the headquarters, defeating everyone who stood in his way. Eventually, only General Red and his assistant, Staff Officer Black, remained. During an argument, Black killed General Red, revealing his frustration with the general's true motivation, using the Dragon Balls to increase his height. Black took command, using a powerful combat machine, but was quickly defeated by Goku. With the destruction of the Red Ribbon Army, the scientist Dr. Gero was left completely without resources to continue his experiments. Frustrated and filled with hatred for Goku, Gero vowed to dedicate his life to creating androids powerful enough to defeat the Saiyan in the future. Now, Goku and Bulma had 6 Dragon Balls, but the last sphere remained undetectable by the Dragon Radar. To locate the final Dragon Ball, they sought out fortune teller Baba, Master Roshi's older sister. She agreed to reveal the location of the sphere, but on one condition. Goku and his friends would have to face a series of opponents from the other world. Among the challengers was a masked figure who turned out to be Goku's grandfather, Grandpa Gohan. When Goku realized who his opponent was, the two shared an emotional reunion. After a brief fight and many heartfelt moments, fortune teller Baba revealed the location of the final Dragon Ball, allowing Goku to complete his mission. Grandpa Gohan expressed his happiness in the other world and explained to Goku that there was no need to use the Dragon Balls to bring him back, as he was content with his afterlife. Instead, Goku decided to use the wish to resurrect the native who had been killed by mercenary Tao. With that, Goku and his friends bid farewell, promising to train hard to become even stronger and meet again at the next World Martial Arts Tournament. When the next tournament began, the iconic announcer was back to present the events once again. Among the competitors were Master Shen's disciples, Tien Shinhan and Chaozu, ready to showcase their skills. As usual, Master Roshi disguised himself with a wig to compete. Tien Shinhan made an impressive debut, defeating Yamcha, Master Roshi himself, and even Goku. After winning the tournament, Tien Shinhan decided to abandon Master Shen's cruel methods and become an ally of Goku. Meanwhile, Emperor Pilaf and his gang, composed of Shu and Mai, discovered the location where King Piccolo was sealed and freed him. With King Piccolo unleashed, a series of tragedies began to unfold. The first was the death of Krillin, which left everyone in shock. Initially, no one knew what had happened, but they soon discovered that King Piccolo was responsible. King Piccolo, the evil half of Kami, had been sealed away years ago by Master Roshi's teacher, Master Mutaido, using the evil containment wave technique. Now free, King Piccolo had one goal: to gather the Dragon Balls and wish for eternal youth from Shenron. He sent his minions to search for the Dragon Balls across the world, but all of them were defeated by Goku and his new ally, Yajirobe. This enraged King Piccolo, who decided to confront Goku personally. However, Goku, exhausted from so many battles, was easily defeated by King Piccolo, who left him gravely injured and powerless. With Goku incapacitated, it was Yajirobe who saved his life, carrying him to Korin Tower, where Master Korin would help him recover his strength. Meanwhile, Master Roshi, Tien Shinhan, and Chaozu began gathering the remaining Dragon Balls, hoping to prevent King Piccolo from fulfilling his plan. Despite his advanced age and having lost some of his abilities, King Piccolo was still incredibly powerful, easily overpowering most of Earth's inhabitants. He eventually found Master Roshi and his allies, putting them in grave danger. Master Roshi attempted to use the evil containment wave to seal King Piccolo. Unfortunately, he failed and died in the process. With no one left to stop him, King Piccolo defeated Tien Shinhan, gathered the Dragon Balls, and summoned Shenron to wish for eternal youth. After his wish was granted, he destroyed Shenron, making the Dragon Balls useless. Desperate, Goku sought help from Master Korin, who revealed the Ultra Divine Water, a dangerous elixir that could massively boost one's power, but came with a deadly risk. Determined to protect everyone, Goku drank the water, enduring the trial and gaining extraordinary strength. Meanwhile, Tien Shinhan tried to fight King Piccolo alone, but was defeated. Just in time, Goku arrived to save Tien, stronger than ever, and faced King Piccolo in a final showdown. The battle was intense, but Goku ultimately defeated King Piccolo with a powerful attack that mortally wounded the villain. Before dying, King Piccolo spat out an egg containing his reincarnation, setting the stage for the birth of Piccolo Jr. With Shenron destroyed, the Dragon Balls were useless, so Goku returned to Korin Tower for guidance. There, he met Kami, the creator of the Dragon Balls and King Piccolo's benevolent counterpart. Kami took Goku under his wing, training him for 3 years. He also restored Shenron and revived everyone who had been killed, rekindling hope. At the next World Martial Arts Tournament, a stronger and more confident Goku reunited with his friends and faced new challenges. Chi-Chi reminded Goku of his promise to marry her, which led to their engagement after one of the matches. Tien Shinhan managed to defeat Tao Pai Pai, who had been turned into a cyborg, while Kami tried to seal Piccolo Jr., but was captured by him instead. The tournament's final match was an epic clash between Goku and Piccolo Jr. Both fighters showcased incredible power, but Goku emerged victorious with a devastating final blow. This freed Kami and saved the Earth once again. Despite being defeated, Piccolo Jr. survived, vowing to return stronger and take his revenge, ending Dragon Ball in the best way. Goku and Chi-Chi built a family in Mount Paozu and had Gohan, their half-human, half-Saiyan son. Gohan inherited the Saiyan monkey tail, a clear sign of his alien heritage. Goku named his son after his adoptive grandfather. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the galaxy, Raditz, Goku's older brother and a soldier in Frieza's army, arrives on Earth. He reveals that Goku is a Saiyan who was sent to destroy the planet but lost his mission after suffering a head injury. Raditz also explains the destruction of planet Vegeta and the survival of only a few Saiyans, including himself, Vegeta, and Nappa. When Goku refuses to join him, Raditz kidnaps Gohan. Desperate to rescue his son, Goku teams up with Piccolo. Though they are enemies, Piccolo recognizes Raditz's strength and proposes an alliance. The two confront Raditz in an intense battle. During the fight, Gohan unleashes his hidden power while trying to protect Goku, but even that isn't enough to defeat Raditz. To give Piccolo time to use his deadly special beam cannon, Goku sacrifices himself by holding Raditz in place, knowing it would be fatal. The attack pierces both of them, killing Raditz. Before dying, Raditz warns them that even stronger Saiyans will arrive on Earth in a year. Piccolo takes responsibility for training Gohan to prepare for the Saiyans' arrival. Piccolo leaves Gohan alone in the wilderness to learn survival skills. During a full moon, Gohan transforms into an Uzuru, wreaking havoc, forcing Piccolo to remove his tail. Despite the hardships, Gohan shows extraordinary potential. Meanwhile, the Z Fighters train with Kami and Mr. Popo at the lookout, while Goku trains in the other world with King Kai, learning the Kaioken and Spirit Bomb techniques. When Vegeta and Nappa arrive on Earth, they destroy an entire city as a show of force. They deploy Cybermen to fight the Z Fighters. Yamcha is killed by a Cyberman's self-destruction, and Nappa kills Tien and Chiaotzu. Piccolo sacrifices himself to save Gohan, leaving Krillin and Gohan as the last survivors. Goku returns to Earth and quickly defeats Nappa. Furious at Nappa's weakness, Vegeta kills him and begins an intense battle with Goku. Using a Kaioken X4, Goku overpowers Vegeta's Gallic Gun, but the Saiyan Prince survives. Vegeta creates a power ball to transform into an Uzuru, overwhelming Goku and nearly killing him. Yajirobe intervenes, cutting off Vegeta's tail and reverting him to his normal form. Gohan then transforms into an Uzuru himself, unintentionally crushing Vegeta. Severely injured, Vegeta attempts to escape. Krillin nearly finishes him off, but Goku convinces him to spare Vegeta, believing he can change. Humiliated, Vegeta flees, vowing revenge and planning to recover at one of Frieza's facilities. After the intense battle against the Saiyans on Earth, Goku and his friends faced a devastating problem. The Dragon Balls had turned to stone. This happened because Piccolo and Kami's lives were intertwined, and when Piccolo died, Kami perished too. Without Kami, the Dragon Balls became useless, making it impossible to resurrect those who had fallen. King Kai informed the heroes about a potential solution. The planet Namek had its own set of Dragon Balls, created by the Grand Elder Guru, the spiritual leader of the Namekians. Namek, a planet illuminated by 3 suns, had no night and was sparsely populated. Determined to bring back their lost friends, Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan set off for Namek in an old spaceship once belonging to Kami, which Dr. Brief had modified. Meanwhile, Goku stayed on Earth to recover from his injuries. Dr. Brief also built a new spaceship for Goku, equipped with a gravity chamber so he could train under increased gravity during his journey. While Goku prepared for his trip, Bulma and the others arrived on Namek, only to discover that the galactic tyrant Frieza was also there, searching for the Dragon Balls. Frieza's forces, led by powerful soldiers like Dodoria and Zarbon, were slaughtering the Namekians to steal the magical orbs. During one of these attacks, Gohan and Krillin saved a young Namekian named Dende, who joined their group. At the same time, Vegeta, who had survived the battle on Earth, arrived on Namek with his power significantly boosted after recovering from his injuries. Learning from Dodoria that Frieza had destroyed planet Vegeta and wiped out the Saiyan race, Vegeta turned against his former master. He killed Dodoria and began hunting the Dragon Balls for himself, intending to use them to become immortal. Dende guided Gohan and the group to the Grand Elder Guru, who unlocked Krillin's hidden potential, greatly increasing his strength and entrusted him with a Dragon Ball. Meanwhile, Vegeta fought Zarbon but was defeated and taken to Frieza's ship for treatment. After recovering, Vegeta became even stronger, escaped the ship, stole the Dragon Balls Frieza had gathered, and destroyed part of the villain's ship in the process. Furious at Vegeta's betrayal, Frieza summoned the Ginyu Force, his elite squad of loyal and powerful warriors. Vegeta, Krillin, and Gohan tried to use the Dragon Balls, but were interrupted by the arrival of the Ginyu Force. Vegeta managed to defeat Guldo, but was seriously injured by Recoome. Goku finally arrived on Namek, having grown exponentially stronger thanks to his gravity training. He quickly overpowered Recoome and other members of the Ginyu Force, leaving Vegeta stunned by his newfound strength. However, Captain Ginyu, the team's leader, used his body-swapping technique to trap Goku in an alien body. After a series of battles, Goku managed to reverse the swap. When Ginyu tried to use the technique again, he ended up stuck in the body of a frog, rendering him harmless. Severely injured, Goku was placed in a healing chamber aboard Frieza's ship, while Vegeta temporarily teamed up with Gohan and Krillin to fight Frieza. Meanwhile, Frieza, seeking more answers about the Dragon Balls, confronted Nail, the strongest warrior among the Namekians. Though Nail was defeated, he managed to stall Frieza long enough. Piccolo, who had been resurrected using Earth's Dragon Balls, was transported to Namek and encountered a wounded Nail. Nail suggested they fuse to combine their power, resulting in a much stronger Piccolo. Now significantly more powerful, Piccolo faced off against Frieza and held his own. But as the battle progressed, Frieza transformed into a more powerful form, dramatically shifting the balance of power. Realizing he was outmatched, Vegeta came up with a bold plan. He asked Krillin to wound him severely, hoping that Dende could heal him. This gambit triggered the Saiyan genetic ability to grow stronger after near-death experiences. With his power boosted, Vegeta returned to challenge Frieza again. However, Frieza revealed a new transformation, tripling his strength. To prevent further healing, Frieza killed Dende, cutting off the group's lifeline. Vegeta fought valiantly, but was ultimately overpowered and killed. Meanwhile, Goku had recovered and arrived on the battlefield to face Frieza. Even with the Kaioken pushed to its limit, Goku struggled against Frieza's overwhelming power. Left with no other options, he decided to use the Spirit Bomb, gathering energy from the entire planet. As Goku charged the massive attack, Krillin, Gohan, and Piccolo protected him. Goku launched the Spirit Bomb, creating a devastating explosion that seemed to end the fight. But Frieza survived, badly injured, and retaliated ruthlessly. He struck down Piccolo and, in a cruel display, made Krillin explode. Witnessing Krillin's death pushed Goku over the edge. Consumed by rage, he unleashed his latent power and transformed into a Super Saiyan. In this new form, Goku surpassed Frieza, who, in desperation, destroyed Namek's core, triggering a countdown to the planet's destruction. Back on Earth, the Dragon Balls were used to revive those killed by Frieza and to transport everyone from Namek to safety. Everyone except Goku and Frieza. The battle between the two raged on, with Goku gaining the upper hand. Frieza, now severely injured, attempted to use his energy discs to defeat Goku, but ended up injuring himself instead. Desperate, he begged for mercy, and Goku, reluctant but compassionate, gave him a portion of his energy to survive. True to his nature, Frieza betrayed Goku and tried to attack him one last time. Goku, however, finished him off for good. Moments before Namek exploded, Goku escaped using one of Frieza's ships, while the defeated villain was left drifting in space, barely alive. Back on Earth, Vegeta, now revived, chose not to attack, but vowed to face Goku again someday. The Namekians, led by Dende, relocated to a new planet where they began rebuilding their lives. Meanwhile, Goku remained lost in space. While everything seemed resolved, Frieza's father, King Cold, stumbled upon the remains of Frieza's body floating in space. Frieza was taken to a recovery station where his body was rebuilt with mechanical parts, turning him into a cyborg. Meanwhile, Goku, unable to control the ship he used to escape, ended up landing on planet Yardrat. There, he was warmly welcomed by the locals, advanced humanoids who had mastered special techniques, including instant transmission. During his stay, Goku learned this technique and was treated as an honored guest. A year after the battle with Frieza, Gohan, Krillin, and the others sensed Frieza's ki approaching Earth. Now recovered and more powerful, Frieza had set his sights on revenge against Goku. He arrived on Earth with King Cold, confident he could defeat the Saiyan who had humiliated him. However, Frieza was unaware of the power of an experienced Super Saiyan and was unprepared for what lay ahead. As Frieza, King Cold, and their troops disembarked from their ship, a second ship bearing the Capsule Corporation emblem landed on Earth. Inside was Trunks, who had traveled from the future in a time machine built by his mother Bulma to deliver a crucial message. Frieza believed that, with King Cold's help, he could destroy the legendary Super Saiyan. But upon arriving on Earth, Frieza encountered another Super Saiyan. Without hesitation, Trunks eliminated Frieza's soldiers and easily defeated Frieza himself, slicing him to pieces and incinerating his remains until nothing but ashes remained. King Cold, overcome with fear, offered Trunks power and galaxies in a desperate attempt to save his life, but was swiftly eliminated as well. When Vegeta, Piccolo, and the other Z fighters arrived, they found only the aftermath of Trunks' destruction. Trunks refused to explain what had happened, saying he was waiting for Goku. Vegeta, intrigued and envious, was stunned to see another Saiyan with such immense power and a unique appearance. Soon, Goku's ship landed on Earth. Despite his new instant transmission ability, he arrived in a spaceship, which was left unexplained. Trunks asked to speak with Goku privately. During their conversation, he revealed that Goku was destined to die from a heart disease unless he took a special medicine. Trunks also warned of the scientist Dr. Gero, who had been collecting Goku's cells and studying the Z fighters' fighting styles to create powerful androids capable of rivaling any warrior. In Trunks' future, Goku had died because he didn't take the medicine, leaving the world vulnerable. Android 17 and Android 18 had taken over the planet, dooming humanity. Trunks had traveled back in time to prevent this catastrophe by ensuring Goku survived and was prepared. He warned that in 3 years, the androids would awaken and destroy the world. With this information, the Z fighters decided to train intensively. During the 3 years of preparation, Vegeta and Bulma grew closer, and their relationship led to the birth of Trunks in a past different from the future Trunks came from. When the time arrived, the androids that awoke were Android 19 and Android 20. These two began terrorizing humanity, but the Z fighters, now stronger after years of training, felt confident they could defeat them. However, during a battle with the androids, Goku was struck by the heart disease Trunks had warned about. Android 19 exploited his weakness and defeated him, forcing Goku to take the medicine from the future to recover. While Goku was out of commission, Vegeta stepped in, transforming into a Super Saiyan for the first time in front of the androids. He easily destroyed Android 19, reducing him to scrap, shocking everyone with his newfound power. Vegeta's power exceeded Dr. Gero's calculations, making the scientist realize the growing threat. Desperate, Gero fled to his laboratory to awaken the twin androids, Android 17 and Android 18, even though they were incomplete and potentially uncontrollable. The androids, Android 17 and Android 18, after awakening, turned against their creator, Dr. Gero, killing him and seeking their own freedom. Despite their rebellion, they remained programmed to locate and destroy Goku, an imperative they struggled to overcome. During their revolt, they also awakened Android 16, a peaceful and unfinished android with extraordinary physical strength. With his pride wounded, Vegeta, now transformed into a Super Saiyan, confronted the androids. However, he quickly realized the overwhelming difference in power between them. Humiliated, Vegeta's defeat instilled a sense of urgency among everyone to find ways to increase their power. Piccolo was the first to act, ascending to the lookout to merge with Kami. This fusion restored Piccolo's full power, making him significantly stronger. For over a decade, the computer labored to create a biologically perfect machine, utilizing the cells of Goku, Frieza, Piccolo, and others. In Trunks' future, Cell was finally completed after many years. His programming compelled him to destroy Goku and absorb Android 17 and Android 18 to achieve his perfect form. However, in this timeline, Goku had already died from the disease, and the androids had already been taken out by Trunks, leaving Cell without his targets. While exploring the ruins of the future, Cell discovered Trunks' time machine, abandoned. He used it to travel to the past, as the machine was programmed to return to a specific point in time. In his initial insect-like form, Cell was not a skilled pilot but managed to reach the past. Upon emerging from his cocoon, he began absorbing humans with his tail, draining them completely and leaving only their clothes behind. This sparked a great mystery among the Z fighters, as Trunks discovered a second time machine and Cell's discarded shell. When Piccolo confronted Cell for the first time, he was horrified to sense the energy of many familiar individuals combined into one being. It was as if Cell carried the presence of friends and foes from the past. He possessed the best abilities of everyone whose cells were used to create him. His personality was a mix of Frieza, Goku, and Piccolo, making him the most complex android ever created. Cell began absorbing humans daily, growing stronger. The Z fighters, after discovering Dr. Gero's lab, destroyed the computer responsible for developing Cell in this timeline. To deal with this new threat, Goku suggested using the hyperbolic time chamber, a space where a year's worth of training could be condensed into a single day. Vegeta and Trunks were the first to train, spending an entire year in the chamber. Both achieved achieved a new level of Super Saiyan characterized by increased muscle mass and more powerful physical attacks, though at the cost of speed. Meanwhile, Goku and Gohan also entered the chamber, where Goku trained Gohan to unlock his own Super Saiyan form. While the Z fighters grew stronger, Cell continued absorbing humans, eventually reaching the android's level of power. He even faced Android 16, who was supposedly the strongest physically, and managed to match him. In a moment of distraction, Cell absorbed Android 17, transforming into his semi-perfect form with vastly superior power. Despite this boost in strength, Cell was not satisfied. He sought total perfection, leading him to hunt down Android 18. During this pursuit, Tien Shinhan had his moment to shine, showing that his training had surpassed the power of an ordinary Super Saiyan. Although Tien's efforts were valiant, he was quickly outmatched. While Cell searched for Android 18, Vegeta appeared, showcasing his new power as Super Saiyan Grade 2, a level far beyond what Cell could handle at that moment. Vegeta easily overpowered Cell, leaving the bio-android terrified. However, Vegeta's pride and arrogance led him to make a critical mistake. He chose to spare Cell's life and dared him to absorb Android 18 to achieve his perfect form, believing he could still defeat him even then. This turned out to be one of Vegeta's greatest blunders. Meanwhile, Krillin, who had been given a remote to destroy Android 18, hesitated due to his feelings for her and couldn't press the button. Taking advantage of Krillin's hesitation and Vegeta's arrogance, Cell absorbed Android 18, reaching his perfect form. In this new state, Cell gained regeneration so advanced that he was nearly immortal. Vegeta, still confident, attempted to fight him but was quickly defeated and left unconscious. Trunks, who had also reached a Super Saiyan Grade 2 level even more advanced than Vegeta's, took on Cell in his perfect form. Despite his immense brute strength, the form sacrificed speed, leaving him unable to keep up with Cell's rapid movements. As a result, he too was defeated. Displaying the typical Saiyan confidence, Cell decided to host a tournament to test his newfound powers. He hijacked live TV broadcasts to announce the Cell Games, a martial arts tournament where he would face any challengers. If no one could defeat him, he vowed to destroy the Earth. This statement caught the attention of Mr. Satan, the world champion of martial arts. Satan decided to participate in the tournament to save the world and defeat Cell, believing the villain was just another arrogant fighter. While Satan served as comic relief in the tournament, his daughter Videl would later become an important character in the story. Meanwhile, Goku and Gohan emerged from the hyperbolic time chamber after a year of intense training. They remained in their Super Saiyan forms the entire time, mastering the transformation completely. Additionally, Dende was brought to Earth to become the planet's new guardian and to recreate the Dragonballs. On the day of the Cell Games, Mr. Satan made a grand entrance, broadcast live to the world, accompanied by the media. He was quickly humiliated by Cell, who sent him flying with a single blow. After this brief comedic moment, Goku faced Cell in an epic showdown. During the battle, Goku demonstrated his superior power, using a combination of techniques, including an instant transmission Kamehameha that obliterated Cell's upper body. Everyone was stunned when Cell revealed his incredible regeneration abilities, rebuilding himself and becoming even stronger thanks to his Saiyan cells, which allowed him to grow more powerful after surviving severe injuries. Realizing he couldn't defeat Cell, Goku surrendered the fight and pointed to his son, Gohan, as the only one capable of winning. Reluctantly, Gohan was forced to fight but struggled against Cell. Goku explained that Gohan possessed immense hidden power that would only surface in moments of extreme rage. To push Gohan to his limits, Cell created miniature clones of himself, the Cell Juniors, who began attacking the Z fighters. As everyone fought to survive, Cell destroyed Android 16's head in front of Gohan, declaring that there was no place for peaceful beings in the world. This act was the final trigger for Gohan. His bottled up anger erupted into an explosive surge of power. He ascended to the Super Saiyan 2 level, a far more powerful and aggressive form surrounded by intense lightning and an electrifying aura. His transformation symbolized the Z fighters' hope and the beginning of Cell's downfall. In his Super Saiyan 2 form, Gohan wiped out all the Cell Juniors with ease, displaying incredible power. His strength was so overwhelming that even Cell, in his perfect form, began to fear that Gohan might completely annihilate him. Every strike from Gohan hit with devastating force, threatening to obliterate Cell down to his very molecules. Gohan's relentless attacks forced Cell to vomit up Android 18, causing him to lose his perfect form and revert to his weaker state. In this vulnerable condition, many of the Z fighters could have defeated him easily. However, Gohan, overcome by youthful arrogance from his newfound power, chose to toy with Cell instead of finishing him off. This hesitation gave Cell the time he needed to activate his self-destruction, turning himself into a living bomb capable of destroying Earth in seconds. At this moment, Gohan's power was rendered useless to stop the impending explosion. Recognizing the danger, Goku made the ultimate sacrifice. Using instant transmission, he teleported Cell to King Kai's planet. The explosion killed Goku, King Kai, Bubbles, and Gregory instantly. Unbeknownst to Goku, his wife, Chi-Chi, was pregnant with their second son, Goten, whom he would only meet years later. Despite appearing to be destroyed, Cell's regenerative cells, along with his Saiyan DNA, allowed him to reconstruct himself. Not only that, but the near-death experience significantly increased his power. Even without Android 18, Cell returned to Earth in his perfect form, now referred to by some as Super Perfect Cell. Upon his return, Cell shocked the Z fighters by killing future Trunks with a powerful Kamehameha. Enraged, Vegeta attacked Cell with everything he had but was easily defeated. Meanwhile, Gohan was gravely injured, with one arm rendered useless. With no other options, Gohan prepared to channel all his remaining energy into a final attack. He began charging a Kamehameha as Cell did the same. Their energies clashed in a dramatic struggle of sheer willpower, where only the strongest ki would prevail. At this critical moment, Goku's spirit appeared to motivate Gohan. Inspired by his father, Gohan unleashed the full power of his Super Saiyan 2 form, overpowering Cell. The resulting explosion completely obliterated Cell's body, including his regenerative cells, ensuring his permanent destruction. In the days that followed, the Z Fighters used the Dragon Balls to restore peace. Shenron revived future Trunks, and Krillin, smitten with Android 18, wished for the explosives in her body to be removed, allowing her to live as a normal human. After bidding farewell to the Z Fighters, future Trunks returned to his timeline. Now much stronger, he easily defeated androids 17 and 18. To prevent a similar catastrophe, he destroyed Dr. Gero's lab and computer, eliminating any chance of a new Cell being created. In the end, humanity believed that Mr. Satan had defeated Cell and saved the Earth. Thanks to this ridiculous lie, Satan became a multimillionaire and a wildly famous figure. Years went by, and Gohan grew up dreaming of becoming a researcher. To achieve this, he needed to attend school, but since he lived in the mountains, he used the flying Nimbus to get around. At school, Gohan met Videl, the daughter of Mr. Satan, who began to suspect he was the mysterious warrior saving people in the city. To hide his identity, Gohan asked Bulma to create the Great Saiyaman costume. However, Videl discovered his identity and forced him to train her. Meanwhile, Chi-Chi chased after Goten, the youngest of Goku's children, who had accidentally transformed into a Super Saiyan. Goten showed his ability to Trunks, and the two began training together. When a new world martial arts tournament was announced, the Z Fighters decided to participate. Goku was granted permission to return to Earth for one day and finally met Goten. During the tournament, Trunks defeated Goten in the junior division, but the two disguised themselves to compete in the adult category. In the tournament, Supreme Kai and Kibito appeared, warning about Babidi, who sought to revive Majin Buu, an extremely dangerous being. Babidi sent Yamu and Spopovich to steal energy from participants. Gohan had his energy drained, but this allowed the Z Fighters to track Babidi's base. They followed the villains and faced Dabura, who turned Piccolo and Krillin into stone. Babidi manipulated Vegeta, exploiting his pride to turn him into Majin Vegeta. Vegeta fought Goku in an intense battle, generating enough energy to awaken Majin Buu. Majin Buu emerged as a childish yet extremely powerful creature. He defeated Dabura and overpowered Gohan and Supreme Kai. Vegeta attempted to defeat him by sacrificing himself in a massive explosion, but Buu regenerated completely. Piccolo cut Babidi in half, but Buu restored him and began a campaign of mass destruction. To face Buu, Goku suggested the fusion dance, teaching it to Goten and Trunks. Meanwhile, Gohan was training in the other world. During his training, the Z Sword was broken, releasing Elder Kai. After being awakened, Elder Kai helped Gohan unlock his hidden power without the need to transform into a Super Saiyan. On Earth, Goku faced Buu as a Super Saiyan 3. During this time, Majin Buu developed a friendship with Mr. Satan, who influenced him to live peacefully. However, criminals injured Buu's dog, leading him to release Evil Buu. After defeating and absorbing innocent Buu, Evil Buu became Super Buu and went to the lookout in search of warriors to fight. Piccolo tried to buy time while Goten and Trunks trained in the hyperbolic time chamber. Super Buu eliminated most of humanity and turned Chi-Chi into an egg before crushing her. Gotenks, the fusion of Goten and Trunks, fought Buu, but treated the battle as a game, further angering him. Super Buu broke the barrier of the hyperbolic time chamber and returned to Earth, where he transformed Dende, Bulma, and others into chocolate. With new powers, Gotenks reached Super Saiyan 3, but the limited time of the fusion forced them to retreat. At this moment, Gohan arrived, his powers fully awakened by Elder Kai, and dominated Super Buu with ease. However, Gohan repeated the mistake he made against Cell and decided to toy with his enemy. Super Buu took advantage of the distraction and absorbed Gotenks and Piccolo, becoming even more powerful. Elder Kai sacrificed his life to revive Goku and gave him the Potara earrings, enabling permanent fusion. Goku planned to fuse with Gohan, but Super Buu absorbed him first. Vegeta was brought back to life and reluctantly agreed to fuse with Goku. Thus, Vegeta was born, surpassing Majin Buu in power. Vegeta allowed Buu to absorb him to rescue their friends. Inside Buu's body, the Potara fusion ended, and Goku and Vegeta freed those who had been absorbed, including Good Buu. Without his balanced essence, Buu reverted to his original form as Kid Buu and destroyed Earth. Goku, Vegeta, Dende, Mr. Satan, and Good Buu escaped to the sacred world of the Kai. But Kid Buu followed Goku and Vegeta to this world. While Goku fought as a Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta acknowledged Goku's superiority. With Earth restored by Purunga, Vegeta suggested Goku create a spirit bomb to defeat Kid Buu. Initially, Earthlings hesitated to help, but Mr. Satan's influence convinced them. The spirit bomb grew, and Goku used it to destroy Kid Buu. Goku also wished for Kid Buu's soul to be reincarnated as someone good, resulting in Yub, a powerful human with Majin Buu's abilities. With peace restored, Mr. Satan received credit for saving Earth, and the Earthlings forgot about Majin Buu, allowing Good Buu to live peacefully with him. After Kid Buu's defeat, Beerus, the god of destruction, wakes up from a long slumber after having a disturbing dream. He dreamt of a powerful opponent known as the Super Saiyan God, and as a destroyer, Beerus thrives on challenges and epic battles. Accompanied by his angelic attendant, Whis, Beerus consults the Oracle Fish to learn more about this legendary warrior. Beerus and Whis set out in search of the Super Saiyan God, starting with the strongest Saiyan at the time, Goku, who is training on King Kai's planet. Despite Goku's training, Beerus finds his power level laughably low. Unimpressed, Beerus heads to Earth, hoping to find other Saiyans who might be the fabled god. On Earth, Beerus meets Vegeta, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, but none of them turn out to be the Super Saiyan God. Things remain relatively peaceful until Majin Buu refuses to share his pudding with Beerus, enraging the Destroyer. Furious, Beerus decides to destroy Earth. To prevent this, Goku suggests using the Dragonballs to ask Shenron about the Super Saiyan God. Shenron explains that the Super Saiyan God can be summoned through a ritual involving 6 Saiyans with pure hearts. Gohan, Goten, Trunks, Vegeta, and Videl, who is pregnant with Pan, join the ritual, transferring their energy to Goku. He transforms into the Super Saiyan God. Despite this transformation, Goku remains weaker than Beerus but shows rapid growth during their fight. Impressed, Beerus spares Earth, destroying only a small part of the planet before leaving. Sometime later, Vegeta decides to train with Beerus and Whis, becoming the first disciple of the God of Destruction. Soon after, Goku joins the training as well. Meanwhile, Pan is born, and peace seems to return, until Sorbet, a remnant of Frieza's army, steals the Dragon Balls gathered by Pilaf. Sorbet wishes to resurrect Frieza, and his wish is granted. Now, alive again, Frieza reveals that he has never trained in his life, and that his strength was natural. Determined to take revenge, he undergoes 4 months of intense training, achieving a new form called Golden Frieza, which grants him immense power. Frieza invades Earth with his army, launching a massive attack. Piccolo, Tien, Master Roshi, and the others fight bravely against the soldiers. Among them is Tagoma, a loyal soldier who trained with Frieza. Tagoma easily defeats Piccolo and Gohan, but is caught off guard and defeated by Gotenks. During the battle, Captain Ginyu, still trapped in a frog's body, uses his body switching technique on Tagoma, reclaiming a humanoid form. However, Ginyu is quickly defeated by Gohan. Frieza gravely injures Gohan, forcing him to raise his ki to its maximum to signal Goku. Goku and Vegeta, now trained by Whis, arrive on Earth in time. Vegeta eliminates Ginyu for good, while Goku confronts Frieza. Frieza assumes his golden form, confident in his invincibility, but Goku reveals his transformation into Super Saiyan Blue, a state that combines the Super Saiyan form with the mastery of God Kai. The battle is fierce, but Goku notices that Frieza's golden form rapidly drains his energy, leaving him vulnerable. Just as Goku is about to win, Sorbet uses a secret weapon to severely wound him. Vegeta steps in, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue, and humiliates Frieza. Unable to accept defeat, Frieza destroys Earth in a desperate act of revenge. In the final moments, Whis uses his ability to manipulate time and rewinds 3 minutes into the past. Goku, aware of the plan, immediately eliminates Frieza with a powerful Kamehameha before he has the chance to destroy the planet. Earth is saved, but Frieza's threat leaves everyone on high alert. Shortly after, Beerus and his brother Champa, the god of destruction from Universe 6, organize a tournament between their universes. The warriors from Universe 7 include Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Monaka, a supposedly strong fighter who is actually a fraud created by Beerus. Universe 6 is represented by fighters like Hit, Kappa, Frost, Bottomo, and Vegeta. The tournament is a competition to claim the Super Dragon Balls scattered across both universes. In the first match of the tournament, Goku faces Bottomo, a foe immune to damage. However, Goku defeats him using his wits by throwing him out of the ring. Next, Goku faces Frost, Universe 6's counterpart to Frieza, but loses due to Frost's hidden poison. After an investigation exposes Frost as a cheater, Vegeta, enraged by his dishonesty, defeats him effortlessly. Vegeta then goes on to defeat Vegeta, a metallic warrior with high endurance. In the following match, Vegeta faces Cabba, a young Saiyan from Universe 6. During the battle, Vegeta teaches Cabba how to transform into a Super Saiyan, but ultimately defeats him to show he still has much to learn. The sequence leads to the fight against Hit, a skilled assassin capable of stopping time briefly with his time skip technique. Vegeta is quickly overwhelmed by Hit's abilities, prompting Goku to step in. During their battle, Goku learns how to counter Hit's time skip by adapting his movements to predict his attacks. Goku puts pressure on Hit, but decides to forfeit the match, claiming he wants to see Monaka, Universe 7's strongest warrior, in action. Unbeknownst to Goku, Monaka is a mere fabrication by Beerus to motivate Goku and Vegeta to push themselves further. Surprisingly, Hit, respecting Goku's attitude, pretends to lose to Monaka, concluding the tournament. Right after the tournament, Zeno, the king of all universes, arrives at the scene. He enjoys the idea of interdimensional tournaments and proposes a much larger one in the future involving all 12 universes. Before departing, Zeno gives the universes time to prepare for the event. Meanwhile, in future Trunks' timeline, we see a devastated world where he lives with his mother, Bulma, and his companion, Mai. Earth in this future has been destroyed by a new enemy called Goku Black. Trunks tries to resist, but when Bulma finally finishes the fuel for the time machine, Goku Black appears, destroying the machine and killing Bulma. Trunks and Mai narrowly escape, with Trunks returning to the past to seek help. In the present, Trunks reunites with the Z fighters and explains the threat of Goku Black, who soon appears after following Trunks through a space-time distortion. Goku confronts Goku Black, but Black retreats after destroying the time machine. Out of options, Bulma reveals that she still has the time machine used by Cell and begins restoring it to send Trunks back to the future. Meanwhile, it's revealed that Goku Black is actually Zamasu, the assistant to the Supreme Kai of Universe 10. Zamasu stole Goku's body in an alternate timeline and used the Super Dragon Balls to become immortal. Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks travel to the future but are overpowered by Goku Black and Zamasu. They escape back to the past to inform Beerus and Whis about the threat. Beerus, in his role as the god of destruction, destroys the present Zamasu, believing it will solve the problem in the future. When they return to the future, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks discover that the Zamasus are still alive because their timeline wasn't affected by the destruction of the present Zamasu. Goku begins training to learn the evil containment wave technique, while Vegeta heads to the hyperbolic time chamber to master the Super Saiyan Blue second grade form. In the next battle, Goku and Vegeta manage to overpower Goku Black and the mortal Zamasu, but struggle with Zamasu's immortality. In a critical moment, Trunks learns the Mafuba technique and uses it to seal Zamasu. However, the seal fails due to inadequate preparation. With no other options, Zamasu and Goku Black use the Patara earrings to fuse, creating fused Zamasu. This new form is incredibly powerful, with white hair and an unimaginable power level. Despite their best efforts, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks are unable to defeat fused Zamasu, who now possesses godlike power far beyond their own. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Goku and Vegeta decide to use the Patara earrings to fuse as well. This gives rise to Vegito, a highly confident and immensely powerful fusion. Vegito quickly overwhelms Zamasu, delivering such devastating blows that even his immortality begins to fail. Zamasu starts to deteriorate, unable to withstand the relentless assault. Despite Vegito's overwhelming strength, the time limit on the Patara fusion expires before the fight can be finished. Goku and Vegeta separate, exhausted and vulnerable. In this moment, Trunks, inspired by his allies' struggle, struggle, gathers all his remaining strength. He decides to face Zamasu alone. Using the natural energy from everything around him, Trunks channels a spirit bomb and infuses its power into his sword. With the help of Goku, Vegeta, and all remaining living beings, Trunks unleashes the most powerful attack ever seen. Wielding his energized sword, he slashes Zamasu in half, even breaking through his immortality. The attack is so destructive that it obliterates Zamasu's physical form, but this causes his consciousness to spread across the universe, threatening to consume all existence in Trunks' timeline. Faced with a catastrophic situation, Goku uses the special button given to him by Zeno to summon the King of Everything. Goku quickly explains the situation, and Zeno decides to erase Trunks' entire timeline, including Zamasu, to prevent his uncontrolled consciousness from destroying the multiverse. With a simple gesture, Zeno wipes out Zamasu and the entire future timeline. After the destruction, the future Zeno is brought to the present and meets his present-day counterpart. The two Zenos quickly become friends. Trunks and Mai, with no future to return to, choose to travel to another alternate timeline to live in peace. With peace temporarily restored across the universes, Zeno announces the Tournament of Power, a competition between the 8 weakest universes. Each universe selects 10 fighters to compete in a survival battle, where the losing universe will be completely erased from existence. From Universe 7, Goku assembles his team: himself, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Android 17, Android 18, Master Roshi, Tien, Krillin, and, surprisingly, Frieza, who is temporarily resurrected to join the fight. The tournament begins as a chaotic battle. Goku and Vegeta quickly eliminate Universe 9, led by the trio of Wolf Brothers. However, the first fighter from Universe 7 to be eliminated is Krillin, which doesn't surprise many fans. Highlights from Universe 6 include the Saiyans Caulifla and Kale. Caulifla demonstrates rapid evolution in her abilities, while Kale reveals a berserker form reminiscent of Broly. Despite their strength, Jiren from Universe 11 intervenes. He effortlessly defeats Kale and proves to be the strongest warrior across all universes, surpassing even the gods of destruction. When Goku finally faces Jiren, he uses all his transformations, including Super Saiyan Blue with Kaioken, but none of his attacks have any effect. Desperate, Goku gathers energy from his allies to form a spirit bomb and launches it at Jiren. However, Jiren not only withstands it, but deflects it back, forcing Goku to take the blast head-on. On the verge of death, Goku awakens a new ability, Ultra Instinct Omen, a technique that allows his body to react instinctively, making him incredibly fast and powerful. With Ultra Instinct, Goku begins to inflict damage on Jiren. However, mastering the technique requires a level of control that Goku has not yet achieved. Eventually, he loses the Ultra Instinct state and is forced to retreat. Hit from Universe 6 tries to challenge Jiren using his time skip ability, but is also easily defeated. As the tournament continues, several secondary battles take place. Many warriors from the less prominent universes are eliminated. In the end, only fighters from Universe 7 and Universe 11 remain. The final decision about which universe will be erased or saved is imminent. Meanwhile, Gohan and Frieza team up to fight Dispo, an incredibly fast warrior from the same race as Beerus. After an intense fight, Dispo is eliminated. Among the combatants is Toppo, who reveals himself to be a candidate for God of Destruction. He unleashes his immense power, overwhelming Frieza and Android 17, even taking on Vegeta Blue. As the battle progresses, Goku reawakens Ultra Instinct, but this time he masters it completely. The transformation radiates brilliantly, with Goku's hair turning completely white. With mastered Ultra Instinct, Goku surpasses even Jiren, the strongest warrior of Universe 11, and comes close to defeating him. Unlike other opponents, Jiren has no transformations. Instead, he channels his strength, unleashing a massive amount of ki, growing more muscular, and amplifying his presence on the battlefield. Eventually, all other Universe 11 fighters are eliminated, leaving Jiren as their last defender. Goku, Frieza, and Android 17 join forces to confront him. Combining their powers, they manage to push Jiren to the edge. In a decisive moment, Goku and Frieza sacrifice their chances, using their remaining energy to knock Jiren out of the arena. With everyone else eliminated, the surprising winner of the Tournament of Power is Android 17. As the victor, he is granted a wish by Super Shenron, the dragon of the Super Dragonballs. Showing remarkable selflessness, 17 wishes for all the universes erased during the tournament to be restored. The wish is granted, and the eliminated universes are brought back into existence, along with all their inhabitants.
Vegeta, thanks.
For what? I should be thanking you, Kakarot.
Nah, what do you mean? I loved every minute. Goodbye, my friend.
Alright guys, that was the video telling the whole story of Dragon Ball. I've been working on this video for quite a while and I pretty much did everything on my own. My wife helped a bit with the editing, but even so, it was basically 2 weeks of work, from the script to the final video. I hope you enjoyed this tribute to Dragon Ball. It's one of my favorite animes and a big part of my childhood. That's it for now. Hope to see you in my next video.